Freddie's friends tell him that working out is a waste of time and that he should go play some video games with them instead. When he doesn't want to go to the pub, he is ashamed for it and they tell him he's boring. Ugh, Freddie, you might have to start considering making some new friends because these are just look like a shit bunch of losers. Apollo. Now, Apollo has a curated close circle of killers. He and his friends push each other to do even harder stuff each time, to hit new personal records at the gym, to go and make more money, to live better lives. Just wait. The actions you take are directly correlated to the type of life you're going to live. And although that sounds kind of obvious, a lot of people do the complete opposite, which is they take the wrong actions and then they get a life which they don't want. So making the hard choice is 9 times out of 10 the right choice, the correct choice. And today I'm going to explain to you how you can make the hard choice, how to think, or at least how I think and how I force myself to do hard shit. So maybe it'll work for you. Let's just get straight into it. I'm just going to talk about mindset here because this is all a mental game. You have to understand that the choices you make are directly correlated to how you're thinking, to your mental state. And so when you're thinking of making the hard choice, you have these different sort of thinking patterns that pop up. But how I like to think about making the hard choice is what would happen if I don't. I like to see into the future, into another version of me. And I try to picture that version of me who didn't work out. Like, let's say I'm a guy that consistently goes to the gym and I missed one session. There's nothing wrong with that. But the way I like to think about it is I need to do this hard exercise. I need to do this hard stuff. No one's doing this. And so I like to think 5-10 years in advance to the guy who'd never done the hard thing, to the version of me who never chose to do the hard thing and how he would have ended up. So I picture myself as a fat, degenerate, as a loser, as a beta male, as cringe as that may sound. That's what I like to do. And so that version of me disgusts me so much and it brings the chills to my core. It disgusts me to the point where I just can't accept to not do the hard thing. Doing the hard thing becomes the rational, the logical thing to do because I don't know, it's just that version of me is musty, it's disgusting. I never want to come close to that version of myself in actual real life. In this version of reality that I'm living in, I don't want to come close to that level. It's just not aligned with what I'm seeing myself as to what I want to be. So if you want to be something greater in life, if you think you're meant for something better, then act like it. I don't know if it's that I'm too straightforward or I just think too logically, but let's say you're skinny fat and you have to do harder exercises, you have to work out harder to change your body to get that six pack. Now, the way I would think is, well, I'm skinny fat right now. Let me think 5 years in advance. I keep doing the same thing. I'm not going to be skinny fat. I'm going to start going more towards the obese side. Do I really want that? And then I'll look at my obese self in my head, I'll picture this and it will just disgust me. It will give me a hard slap in my face and it will chill me to my core to the point where I'll just do the hard thing without even thinking about it because I don't want to come close to that version of reality. I believe there are different versions of reality in a spectrum and I am in one of those versions of reality. And so I think I don't want to get to the version of reality which is me being a fat beta male loser. I just don't want to even come close to it. I want the thought of that version of reality to vanish. I'm looking at this side of the spectrum. I'm looking at me being jacked, rich, all that good stuff. So yeah, you have to create a version of reality that you're so disgusted by that doing the hard thing doesn't even come close to it's not even something you think about. It's yep, I'm doing the hard thing because that shit is disgusting and I don't want to see it ever again. Let me give you another example. Let's say it is that let's say you're trying to read more. Now you picture yourself 5-10 years from now and you're the dumbest fucking person. You're actually retarded. Imagine yourself with little crunky glasses and your tongue out. Imagine yourself retarded, yeah? You don't know anything. Imagine the people around you asking you, oh, have you heard about this? And you're just what? What? Don't. Imagine that and be so afraid of getting to that point. You just read. You read and that's how I think. So now you just automatically read because that version of you disgusted you so much that you want to be knowledgeable. And eventually, if it actually disgusts you and if you actually keep doing the hard thing will not be so hard anymore. It'll be much easier because you've gotten fitter. So now you can intake more oxygen. You've adapted better. You have a better running form. You found ways to lift the weights, which make it easier. Your muscles have gotten stronger. So obviously lifting the weights is easier now. Let's say you're reading. Before you were struggling to focus, but if you kept being consistent, then it all just flows. Now the lines are ooh, and now the words are coming out of your mouth effortlessly when you're reading out loud. So it all just comes down to consistency as well. If you stay consistent on whatever you're doing, not only will you see results, but the hard thing will not be so hard anymore. You'll be made 100 times much easier. If you want to get jacked. You're not going to see results for the first week, 2 weeks, but after 1, 2 weeks, the things that are hard are not going to be so hard anymore because you're getting slowly adapted to them. You're not going to see results straight away, but the things that are hard are going to get easier within a short time span. And the more you stay consistent, much easier. I want you to think about it like that. Each day that you do the hard thing is a day that the hard thing is getting easier. Maybe your brain works that way. My brain doesn't work like that. I already told you, I just think of the worst version of myself in that sort of scenario, and I just want to like fucking slap it out of my mind, slap it out of reality, not even make it come close to the version of reality that I'm in, and do the complete opposite, be the best man I can in that demeanor. Now, another way which also works is maybe not thinking of yourself in 5 or 10 years, if you actually don't give a shit about yourself, but think about the people close to you. Think about some weird scenario. Let's say you and your mother are going to get something nice to eat, or you're going to the shopping center, and say there's like a thief trying to like rob you. And he's sort of strong, but imagine yourself as the weak, skinny, or fat loser. Like, you're gonna get chef, you're gonna get robbed. Make that scenario be so painful that you become the man that would have been able to protect you and your mother. Now imagine the scenario where you're the strong man, where you're in the same scenario, but now you're strong. You're able to defend not only yourself, but your mother. So this isn't only about you. This is about the people you love as well. I'll give you another scenario. Let's say 5, 10 years, your parents are still taking the bus. You just picture them. You picture your mom holding the rail and like being on the tube, and just imagine a time lapse where her hair goes from being brown to being grey and her face gets all wrinkled up, all to the point where she's a skeleton. That should cause so much pain in you that you just refuse to be anything other than incredible. That should inspire a sense of excellence into you. And if it doesn't, then you might be cooked, because there's really nothing else you can do. This is all down to you. No one is coming to save you in this life, and you must become the version of yourself which is able to be competent in the marketplace today. As simple as that. You have to be competitive in body, competitive in finance, competitive status, competitive with females. You just have to be excellent. There's no other way around it. Now, also think about this logic. Let's say maybe your goal is making more money. Think about the things money can bring. Like, let's say you don't want to do some work, then just distract yourself of work for 30 seconds and actually take a moment to reflect on what money will bring to your life. Bigger houses, faster cars, but like, those are not the actual important things. Think about what triggers you emotionally. Better medical treatment for my mother, a house for my mother to live in so she doesn't have to go to work and just live there. Maybe you can actually extend your parents' lifetime with the medical care you can afford when you have more money. Think about that for a second. That should trigger an emotion in you. Like, instead of living to 75, they're going to live to 90, 15 years more because you were able to afford better medical care. And that should drive you. That should be like, fuck, bro, like, this is nothing. I'm gonna do this right now, because that actually brings you 1% closer. Just what people don't take into consideration. These small decisions you make every day are going to compound into something massive. If you manage to stay consistent and do the right action day after day, something is going to change. God will look down upon you and say, you're actually trying hard. I have blessings here. You deserve a blessing because you stayed consistent when most people haven't. Because most people don't like to do the hard thing day after day. But it's because they don't think of the consequences later. They want the instant relief. Oh yeah, let me just go chill, not do the hard work. Let me just... might feel good in the moment, not going to feel good in the future. There's two pains, the pain of regret or the pain of doing the work now. And the pain of regret is going to be much worse. You're going to want to kill yourself later if you don't do the work now. So I think that sums up today's video. If you enjoyed the message, if you enjoyed the video, then obviously leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you boys later. Peace out.